Hello and welcome to Core Digest once again. I'm Oyinpriye Krumala. Today we have been looking at least three good topics. Hopefully we'll have the time to entertain all of that. First, we'll be taking a look at the 74th United Nations General Assembly, the matters arising. We're going to take a look at alleged treason and money laundering. Federal government accuses Shore, and we'll take a brief look at the cashless policy that's been generating tantrums here and there where Nigerians are complaining. And Mr. Gordon Emefiele, of course, came up to tell Nigerians to at least be patient with the administration. But people have been asking, is this a money generating venture, or is it really to introduce the cashless policy so Nigerians stop carrying cash around? These are the four of discussion. But we are going to start with the 74th United Nations General Assembly, of which Mr. President traveled to New York yesterday, where he will be addressing the world, having 15 minutes, if not more, with 193 members of the United Nations General Assembly. In the studio with me right here is Jide Ologun. He is a legal practitioner. Good morning, Mr. Jide.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. President just left for the United Nations in New York, where they will be addressing, he will meet with other heads of states, where they will be addressing the world and bringing to the fore what the challenges that we are facing over here in the country that has to do with terrorism, climate change is at the top gear. It's going to be the prime agenda in this discussion. What would you be expecting, Mr. President, to not just discuss, but the high value summits, that conferences that will be coming up, where you'll be having a sideline discussion with other heads of state and make sure that you curate their support in coming over home and attending to some of the challenges we are facing as a country?
Firstly, I must say that it's a great time for our president, because as we speak right now, the president of the assembly is a Nigerian bandit, and that puts us at an advantage. And of course, he has expressed his concern for education, for the health sector, for security in Nigeria specifically, and in Africa, and like the whole world expects that we must have a secured environment to promote prosperity. So I expect that my president will leverage on the international partnership available under the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals to bring the relief we need as a people right now in terms of interventions. And that also calls for deliberate decision on our own part at home to begin to develop this country, because you realize that at such a gathering you are free to express what you are going through, you are free to network, but if you don't implement on benefiting from the networking, what is the essence of being part of the process? And shockingly, it is sad to me as a Nigerian that my president went to the United Nations General Assembly in 2015 discussing insecurity, Boko Haram, discussing an ailing economy, and discussing corruption. And in 2019, 5 years down the line, we are still on the same discussion, perhaps in a worse dimension, because right now you know that recently the United Nations came up with a report on the state of insecurity in Nigeria, and telling us, and there's even a report also, that the Boko Haram is the deadliest terrorist group in Nigeria, and you want to talk about sub-Sahel region. And again, you look at the impact of banditry, of kidnapping, of killings, and the different levels of consequential crime that we are managing in the country now. But Nigerian government is saying that the United Nations is probably exaggerating this report, but we know as Nigerians that there are no exaggerations, except those who should be concerned are comfortable with the state of the nation right now. So I expect that The president will also look at the other countries who are attending the meeting, listen to their own report about their countries. While we are wallowing in abject poverty, in insecurity in Nigeria, there are countries of the world that are doing well. So it's a matter of deliberate decision, and you rightly position yourself in that brilliant opportunity. It's an opportunity, so you either maximize it or you just